Kneifel and I are actually sitting here together,
Hi, friends.
working together from my room. So that's why we're keeping our masks on today. Sometimes we'll have them off. But feel free today to jump in if you want to ask a question or say something. Thanks for being so respectful and doing such a nice job and muting as you come in. But anytime, please, this is like a meeting. Feel free to unmute yourself, jump in, ask a question, say something for the good of the group. We would love to hear from you. The first thing Mrs. Kneifel and I would like to do is just welcome you all back. And obviously, things are very different this year, we know. Um, One of the big differences you may notice is in the size of our ambassador group. So, we talked a lot about how to make this the strongest ambassador team that we could possibly make it this year. And we felt like it was going to be very difficult to invite new fifth grade ambassadors into the program and try to do it in this way. And we talked it out. We talked to Mr. Tunn, and he agreed that it was a good idea to just invite back our sixth graders and really create a super strong team. So please know that that is being done because we trust you and believe in you so much. We know that you're going to do an absolutely awesome job. It is maybe a little more pressure on you this year. I don't know if you feel that already. It's going to be a little different because now you're not just in front of your classroom, but you're going to be recording lessons ahead of time. Obviously, we can't travel to our adopted classrooms anymore. So, some of the differences this year, you will be put into small groups. We will have kind of like before, but obviously, you'll be virtual groups. You are going to be assigned in groups of around 4 students. We'll have a group of kindergarten ambassadors that will, for all the kindergarten classes, we'll have a group for first and second grade, and then a group for third and fourth grade. So, as we work through our lessons with you within your group, you are going to be recording lessons that if you're a first, second grade ambassador, your group lesson will be sent out to all 6 of the first and second grade classrooms. So I think it's exciting. I think you are going to be like superstars among your grade levels because those kids are really going to look up to you. So this is a really important role you have. It always has been. But now, this year in particular, we're really going to be trusting you to create those amazing lessons, to take the time to prepare, to practice, and then, of course, to videotape and put those all together. Now, we'll talk more about the specifics of that next week. We're not going to do all of that today. Today, we really just wanted to invite you back into the program and kind of just answer your questions and tell you how things are going to run this year. Um, let's see. Why don't we pause right now? I would like to hear from you. So just as I gave you kind of a general overview of what it's going to look like, we'd kind of like to have our version of a community circle on Zoom. What I would like you to do is this. We're going to go around and please share something either you are excited about for ambassadors this year, or if it's something more that you're nervous about this year. I mean, you tell us what's on your mind. What are you excited for, or what are you nervous about, or one of each? And here's how we're going to do this. Um, I'm going to say a name of a person that I see on my screen right now. And then after that person shares, when you're done sharing, you're going to say the name of somebody else on your screen that has not shared yet. So, kind of like a popcorn sharing. Does that make sense? Okay. So give me a thumbs up if you're with me. Everybody good? Awesome. And we'll make sure that we've gotten to everyone. So let's go ahead and start with anybody want to volunteer? Okay, Caitlin, I saw your hand. So Caitlin, if you would start for us, go ahead and unmute and then tell us, what are you excited for or what are you nervous about for this year in Ambassadors?
I'm excited to again present in front of kids because I do really well presenting. One thing I'm also nervous about is not being prepared enough since, it's a lot different this year.
Yeah, those are good thoughts. I'm with you. Now, Caitlin, you want to call on someone else?
Alyssa.
I'm excited that we get the whole grade or grades this year.
Awesome. I think so too. I think that's really going to be a neat, it's something unexpected, something we would have never thought of trying before, but actually we're kind of excited about it and we think it's going to work out actually really neat. So that's good. I'm glad you're feeling that way too. Alyssa, you want to call on somebody?
Brooke. I'm excited for that way we don't have to move back and forth from class to class. But I'm
Okay.
also nervous about the whole asking questions and not being there to answer them.
Sure, absolutely. Good thoughts. So we're going to have to be really prepared,
Really thorough.
right? Yeah, really thorough in our lessons and what we're doing. So that's a really good thoughts. Brooke, you want to call on somebody?
Madeline?
I'm excited that like we get to like make the like video, but like Brooke said that we couldn't answer their questions and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sure. Who are you going to call on, Madeline?
Dusty.
I'm excited that we can do the lessons and worried that I won't be able to like understand what like for the whole online thing.
Don't worry, we're going to take you through it step by step.
Definitely.
Yeah, so no worries there. This is obviously it's new for all of us this year, right? All of this is new, but we're going to go through it step by step together. You're going to be great. Dusty, would you call on the next person?
Peyton.
I'm excited to just like help them learn a few things. I'm just nervous that we won't be able to answer their question.
Okay. Sure. Peyton, you want to call on someone?
Hudson.
I'm excited that we actually had ambassadors this year.
Yeah, we were nervous a little bit about how we were going to do this year, but it's going to be great. So we're excited too. We're glad that you're all here. Hudson, who would you like to call on?
Natalie.
I'm excited that we can meet kids, and I'm nervous that I'm not going to be prepared enough.
We're going to work really hard on that at our lessons, and we'll talk through how you can create your videos, how you'll have, more opportunities. In a way, it's kind of neat because think about rather than being in the classroom and you get that one shot to teach and for it to be perfect, you'll be teaching and recording. So think about the fact that actually if you start to record and you're not happy with the way it goes, you'll actually have an opportunity to try it again, to add another piece. If you think of something later that you're like, oh gosh, I really want to add this and answer this question or give this example, you could always add that. So in looking at the parts that make us a little concerned, it actually will lead to lots of opportunities for neat new things to try too. So we're going to I love everything that you're sharing, you guys, because it's really going to help us to build better lessons with the things that you're talking about. So that's great. Natalie, you want to call on someone?
Owen.
I'm excited that uh um
Something that you think will go well this year or something that you're nervous about?
I'm nervous about doing the online lessons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's okay. We are too a little bit, but we're going to get through it step by step together. Yeah, absolutely. Owen, do you want to call on the next person?
Alyssa?
Alyssa's been called on. Who hasn't been
Let's
called
see.
on?
I think we've got Ava that hasn't been called on, and Grace, and
Got it?
Ava?
Emma Ross, and Emma too. Okay,
Emma,
so
yeah.
you're calling on Ava.
Emma.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's Emma, Gracie, and
I'm excited that we actually get to do the lessons this year. But I'm kind of nervous that they won't be able to understand or like everyone else said, ask questions.
Okay. Absolutely.
Ava, you can pick on Emma Ross or Grace.
Emma?
I'm excited for like learning something new and like learning how to do it and like see what you guys have to go through because you guys are doing virtual, like see how like you guys are doing it and stuff.
What a good answer, Emma.
That's a great observation, Emma, because you guys know it's been a learning process for the teachers, right? A year ago, were teachers teaching like this? No, this is all new for the teachers. So we are all in this together, and we're going to support each other through it. So yeah, absolutely. Good observation. And then Emma, I think there's one person left for you to call on.
Grace. I'm just nervous about everything.
Did you say you're kind of nervous about everything? Is that what you guys heard? I think that's what I heard.
We will totally get through it together.
Yes, we are going to do this together, you guys. It's all going to work out. It's all going to be great.
So this one.
You want to talk about that?
So, unless you are Owen Cole or Brooke or Ava Fenters, you guys got, and my two virtuals, you guys got your all about me poster. So the two virtuals, I will email your parents about coming to pick up the paper. Ava, your mom has yours. Brooke and Owen, you guys can get yours the next time you're at school. Everyone else, you should have your paper in pristine, untouched condition right now because that's how I told you to take it home. So we are going to be, since you don't have a set classroom this year, we are going to have a different spot to hang these where they're going to be viewed for everyone to see. So we told you last year they had to be perfect, but they have to be even more perfect this year. They need to be vibrant. They need to be everything spelled correctly. They need to just be as nice as humanly possible, like literally the word perfect. Otherwise, you guys are going to have to do it again. Okay, because we want them to be nice, because where they're going to be at, anyone that is in our school, all kids, all staff will be able to view them, and we just want them to be a good representation of our group as a whole and of you guys. And it's the same as last year. We just want it to be super fabulous.
So we talked about last year, if you remember, when you go to fill these out, first we would recommend that you do it in pencil.
are we going to have like
Was somebody asking a question? I don't know who that was.
Lost it.
Yeah. Are we going to have like a Google Classroom for all the meets, or are we just going to do it by email?
Can we get back to you on that?
Yeah, well, we didn't talk about quite like that, so we'll talk about that. Good question.
Classroom. We will get back to you by next week for sure.
Yeah, we'll let you know next week. But that was a really good question. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so for your posters, you guys, just like we talked about last year, first I would sketch everything out in pencil, then go over it in either colorful markers or colorful pens, obviously not crayon.
Because we have to laminate them and crayon will melt, so no crayons.
And crayon just gets kind of sloppy looking.
Yeah.
So your name nice and large. Obviously everything that you put needs to be appropriate. Remember that you're going to have everyone from kindergarten students all the way up through staff members and parents looking at what you include on here. So everything needs to be school appropriate. So if you have a movie that your parents let you watch that is PG-13 and you love it, but you know, that might not be appropriate for me to share with kindergartners.
Pick a different movie.
Pick a different one that you love. So make sure everything you include is something that you would be very comfortable talking about with anywhere from kindergarten students to teachers to anybody on staff. The picture, you can draw a picture of yourself, but we would really love to see an actual additional picture of you. Again, this year, and in fact, this week, please stop by my classroom, whether in the mornings or at a time that's convenient for you. And I'm going to take your picture to print, just like we did last year. We'll have that next to a larger picture next to your poster. But down here in the My Picture section, we would really like, if you're in a sport or a hobby or something that you have that you could include an additional picture that helps others to get to know you better, we would love to have that here. So after you do this in pencil, go over it with color. Again, you can color the background around the boxes. If you're going to color in the boxes over your writing, please make sure that your writing can clearly be seen over. So you may need to go over your pencil, like we talked about, either in marker or in a black or dark colored pencil. But just make sure that that is truly your personal best when it's handed in. These are going to go, rather than obviously by classroom doors, these will go with your larger photo. You know, last year, right in the entry where we had just the ambassador photographs on the wall of the elementary entrance.
Like carpeted wall.
Yeah, now it's going to be all of your displays all together in one location. So again, we hope that you are feeling really proud to be an ambassador, because you do have an enormous role in the school. You have a lot of students and a lot of staff who are looking to you for leadership. The reason you were nominated in the first place to be an ambassador is because we saw those amazing qualities in you. And last year, you guys really did a great job. We know that this year you're going to take it even a step further, and really step up, because this year, more than ever, you need to see your leadership. Whether you are here at school or you are a virtual student, makes no difference. Your contribution will be the same, because really your kids, their main chance to interact with you or to see you, of course, is going to be on these lesson videos. So our lessons are going to be even bigger and better than last year, even though they have to be different. Does anybody have any questions about the program, about anything we've said today? Okay, so if you're okay, give me a thumbs up. Awesome. And then the last thing we were going to share with you today was really in the letter that was emailed to you, our lifelines for this year. So 5 lifelines again this year. And we are starting with the one that is
most prominent,
most obvious. We've all been living this lifeline for the past, 8 months, 6 months, something. And that is the lifeline of flexibility. We know that we have all made so many changes in the past 6 to 8 months because of the pandemic, what's happening at school, how everything in our world has changed as we are dealing with this. And so you have so many rich experiences to draw on from your own life, to share with others as you share your lessons with your kids. Like I said, this is a great one to start with, because that lifeline of flexibility is something that we all know and are using every single day. So we know you guys are going to do a great job on your lessons. We are going to be here to support you every step of the way. We hope you're excited. While we're nervous as well about the way we're going to run ambassadors this year, we are feeling more excited than nervous at this point, and we want you to feel the same. So trust us that we're going to help you with anything that you need help with. We're going to support you every step of the way. And it's going to be really great. I think you guys are going to do a great job this year.
I agree. I think it is going to be definitely a learning curve, but I think you guys are going to be able to gain so many more skills in general too. Like, it'll be such great learning for you guys as we go through this. So I'm excited.
Me too.
So, Dusty, you said you had a question. What's your question, love?
So for the groups, how are we going to work together like that?
There are a couple of options. We can do some virtual. We'll do essentially when we get down to that point. We're not ready for that yet, but when we get there, we will be putting you in some small virtual groups, kind of like how we're having our meeting now. You will just be meeting, like we may all meet like this all together. And then after we have our initial full ambassador meeting, the first, however minutes, then we will move you into your small virtual groups so that you can plan with those people and you can each work out, which part you're each going to take. But again, you'll get more information on that next week when we talk about how you're taping your lessons, how we're going to put them all together, all of that. Hudson, you have a question?
And also, is all of our meets on Monday?
Yes. All of the dates came home in that letter that I sent yesterday. So you have the schedule for the year. You have all of our days and times. But yes, it's always on a Monday. Hudson?
Are we going to have the same groups as last year?
No, because again, you're now going to be with a larger group. There are 13 ambassadors this year. So the 13 of you will be broken into basically a 4, 4, and a 5 member group. Because again, you're going to be planning for a larger, 2 grade levels in some cases. And that way you can each take a part in creating the lesson that's going to be sent out. Any other questions? You can just unmute if there's anyone, because a few of you, I can't see you right now. If you have a question, feel free to unmute. Okay, if we're feeling okay, then your assignment with the rest of your time is going to be to work on your poster. Take your time, really do your personal best on this, and please get this back to us. You can turn it in, you can, if you're passing my room in the morning, you're welcome to give it to me, or if you want to give it to Mrs. Kneifel. But if you would please get this back to us at the latest by next Monday. So we need to have this at the latest by next Monday. And again, when you have an opportunity, if you want to stop by my room, and I will take your picture so I can get that printed for the board as well.
When are the virtual kids supposed to get this poster?
So I already have a copy of it in the office with your name on it. So anytime anyone can pick it up during school hours, whether mom, dad, grandma, whoever can come pick it up. It is already says Caitlin O'Neill. It's already in the office and you will have it. Okay. And then the kids that weren't here today, obviously you can get it next time you're at school. So.
Any other questions?
Also, when we stop by for the school, do we get our photo taken?
I was going to ask that. We would just have to tell Mr. Ton or Mrs. Weaver, to do that. So
we will work that out in the office. But yes, when you come up, we'll talk to Mr. Ton and Mrs. Weaver today after our meeting, and we'll make sure we have a plan in place so that when you come, we'll figure out, we'll get your picture done.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions? So the last thought then, as we move forward, so next week, we're excited to see you. And really next week is when we'll be diving into our flexibility lesson and what you will be working on. The last thing we're going to talk about is, like we always do with ambassadors, we need to kind of establish, and you guys are all doing such a fabulous job already. We know you know this. You've been conducting lessons, through Zoom and Google Meet. And so you guys already are showing us, exactly what to do. But let's talk for just a minute and you tell us, what are some things you do to show respect during a Google Meet meeting? How can you show respect? And how can you show that you're actively paying attention and participating? Hudson.
You can listen and pay attention and have your camera on.
Those are all very important things. We're going to be looking for that each week. Absolutely. Brooke?
Unless you are talking, to keep your mic muted so there's no background noise.
Absolutely. That's super important. Caitlin?
Keep your mic off and always have your camera on so the teachers can see that you're actively focused and actively listening.
That's definitely helpful. Any other thoughts? Any other suggestions? And again, if I'm not because some people I can't see all of you. You're fine, Ava. You're
We
fine.
know there's different situations. I know Peyton, you were on you might be on your mom's phone. I know you might be in the preschool, so we understand. But that sometimes you can't have your camera on. But for the most part, if you're just home, have your camera on. We want to see your pretty face, anyways. Dusty, did you have one to add?
Yeah, also, if, like, not chatting in the chat, like, not saying a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah, let's use our chat for, things that are going to be helpful. We don't want to just fill it with, random stuff about what you're having for dinner. If the chat's going to help everyone, then let's definitely use it. But if it's not going to help us, let's leave that for another time. Also, it's important, we shouldn't be, texting all of our friends on our cell phone. We only meet once a week. So when we're here in our meetings, we definitely want you to be present. We don't want you working on your other homework. We only meet once a week. So we really want you to be present, not be chatting on our cell phone and things like that. Anything else? Going once, going twice. So I did record the meet, so you probably won't get the meet link today, but I will hopefully, depends on my internet when I get home because this lovely weather. But I'll upload it to YouTube, and then we will get it sent out to you, and just in case you might need it. And Mr. Cooper, who's not with us, he will need it. So there will eventually be a meet link to YouTube for you to rewatch the video if for some reason you need it.
So we are super excited to work with you guys this year. We think it's going to be the best year yet in all of this craziness. We really do think you're going to set the new standard for what the ambassador program should look like. And we are so proud of you and really looking forward to seeing the amazing things that you're going to do this year.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have a great week, you guys. Get us the poster when you can. And I look forward to seeing you to take your picture.
Bye.
Okay. Bye, guys.
We'll have to log off now. Goodbye.